Let's talk USC recruiting because we have some breaking news to talk about. The Trojans just flipped a big-time recruit from the Oregon Ducks. I got Steve Wiltfong on 3 national analysts. We are going to break it all down. But first, USC fans, do me a favor. Hit subscribe to the On 3 Recruit channel. These are exciting times. We need you to be a part of it. All right, let's bring in the great Steve Wiltfong. Steve, we've been talking about this on this channel, whether it be the Wiltfong Whip Round, the Inside Scoop. We have been talking about Jonas Williams, the number 1 recruit in the state of Illinois, the number 7 ranked quarterback in the country. Big news today, he just flipped his commitment from Oregon to USC. Take us behind the scenes of this one.
Well, things really picked up between USC and Jonas Williams in January. Lincoln Riley took the lead recruiting role for the blue chip passer, went out to see him at a Chicagoland high school. Jonas Williams returned the favor earlier this month, and now USC has him in the fold. What Lincoln Riley has done historically at the quarterback position, the Heisman trophies, the number 1 overall draft picks, what USC offers academically. This is a very academically inclined family. The opportunities off the field in Los Angeles, all those things combined. Jonas Williams took that visit, fell in love, still maintained a relationship with LSU here at the end, but has ultimately flipped his commitment from Oregon to USC.
Jonas Williams, 6'1.5", 200 pounds. Like I said, number 1 player in the state of Illinois. But Steve, from an on-field standpoint, why was he a priority target for Lincoln Riley and USC?
Well, one of the top signal callers in the country, number 1 player in Illinois, the number 7 ranked quarterback prospect in the land per the On3 industry. Jonas Williams is one of the top dual threat guys in the country, threw for nearly 3,000 yards and 42 touchdowns as a junior, rushed for 400 more yards and 7 more scores. He can really extend plays. He's accurate on the move. He can rip the ball downfield, makes quick decisions. You see him layer the ball over defenders, and then he's moving the chains with the legs. So he is a guy that has that combination that you want under center as a passer and a runner.
Steve, you and I have been covering recruiting for a long time, and we know if there's one way to give your team a jolt in the arm in recruiting, it's to go out and land a top quarterback. That's what USC has done. So now that Williams is on board, who else do you like the USC Trojans trending for?
Well, we love the way that they are recruiting the quarterback position in general after landing 5-star Husan Longstreet in the last cycle. They now have Jonas Williams coming in to push him. This room is very healthy all of a sudden with Jada Maeva, Jonas Williams, and Husan Longstreet coming down the pipeline. And this USC class was ranked number 2 nationally before Jonas Williams committed. Really loaded up on the defensive side of the ball, headlined by linebacker Xavier Griffin and cornerbacks RJ Sermons and Brandon Lockhart. They went into this is their second big recruiting win in Chicagoland as they beat Notre Dame, Michigan, and others for defensive lineman Braden Jones back in October. But moving forward, USC's in on some of the nation's best. They got a chance to finish with the number 1 recruiting class in the country. They're looking for some big flips at the wide receiver position. You have 5-star Chris Henry. He's committed to Ohio State, but he visited USC earlier this month. The Trojans are going to get an official visit in the summer. It may be hard to flip them from the Buckeyes, but if anyone can do it, you got USC, you got Oregon in there trying to do it. Vance Spafford, in-state receiver from Mission Viejo, one of the fastest receivers in the land. He's committed to Georgia. He also visited USC earlier this month. Both these guys were on campus at the same time as Jonas Williams. How many flips is USC going to get from this weekend? They now have Williams in the fold. They'd love to ultimately get Henry and Spafford. I know Spafford had a great visit. They're still trying to hit big in the secondary. You got guys like Devon Benjamin and 5-star Brandon Arrington. They're at or near the top of the list for both of those guys. Offensive line, major position of emphasis every year since Lincoln Riley and his staff have got in Los Angeles. And you see this young offensive line really coming along. Now they want to load up behind it. I like where they stand with Samuel Utu. My on 3 RPMs on USC for him. I like where they stand for Vlad Dejankovic out of Folsom High. My on 3 RPM is on USC for him. Cannon Smith, Tucker Smith, they also visited earlier in the month alongside Vlad. They could land both of them. Malachi Lee is a highly coveted offensive lineman from Hawaii. USC's on his short list. Couple more prospects I'm going to go over with you, Josh. You have linebacker Talanoa Illy battling Oregon for him. You have edge rusher Samodi Kedianga battling Notre Dame and many others for him. Couple defensive linemen there in a good spot for Malik Brooks from in-state. Damad Lewis is a guy that visited earlier this month. Sincere Johnson's a 4-star linebacker from Ohio. USC starting to get involved with. 5-star corner, the number 1 corner in the country, Albert Hill, also from Ohio. USC's in the top 3 for him. They're trying to flip tight end Caleb Tafua from Texas A&M. USC is in on many of the nation's best. They have a chance to finish number 1. It's hard to finish number 1 without a big-time quarterback. They just landed one, Jonas Williams, flipping him from Oregon, the number 1 recruit in Illinois, the number 7 passer in the land.
Wow. Some great stuff from you, Steve. USC fans, recruiting is on fire. So talk to Steve and I. Who do you think is going to be the next big-time commitment for the Trojans? Let us know. Comment section below.